Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Death Battle cast. We are the cast and crew of Death Battle, as usual. At least I believe that's who we are. You know, we've been there for a little while, I suppose. I'm Ben.
I'm questioning everything at this point in life.
We're the
fair.
cast and crew of The Sopranos now. Deal with it.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
Yeah,
I'm,
that makes sense.
I'm Gandolfini.
Okay. I'll be Paulie.
Hey,
Oh,
we're
God.
doing work here. Okay, we can go back to
Clearly.
being the cast and crew of Death Battle. That was better.
Yeah.
Dan has disappeared.
I just...
Yeah,
So, like-
Ben.
I got
Ben's
tangled
out.
up in my wires. All right. Hey, I'm Ben. I'm the voice of Wiz.
Whoa, there he is.
Joining me is Luis, lead animator for so many death battles, including the upcoming one,
Venom
Parasite
versus
versus
Crona.
the coronavirus.
Oh no,
And then we got
Death Battle
Chad,
quiz.
Hi.
voice of the boomstick.
My voice boosted.
And I got Sam, voice of Sam.
Yep. The original Venom. They did I mocapped for Tom Hardy, and then they just put Tom Hardy over me in Venom. It's a little known fact.
Yep.
But it was like I am
Hardy
to Tom Hardy what Andy Serkis is to Gollum. Is pretty much how the movie went. If you didn't know,
This is a big claim.
yeah, very
I won't
big,
question it.
unprovable claim.
All right. So we have quite a bit to talk about today, I suppose.
Sure.
We have an upcoming episode, as mentioned, Venom versus Crona. We can't get too into it because we don't want to spoil it, obviously. But it's going to be a very fun episode that we've been working on for a while.
Spooky.
Our first spooky episode of the year. We might have more than one. Who knows? And we're very excited to share it with you guys because this is a matchup that it's interesting because we've seen Soul Eater requested quite a bit. I personally am not super familiar with Soul Eater, or at least I wasn't up until this point. I had looked into Maka before, Maka Alburn, because we've talked about we will be doing Ruby versus Maka in the future as per Monty Olam's request. So that will be happening at some point. So I looked into Maka before. I had a general idea of like, a girl who wields a scythe, and the scythe is a kid named Soul, I guess. So I had a general understanding of that. But jumping into it for Crona specifically, they are such a different kind of character than I think I was expecting at first. And one of the reasons why we picked Venom is because not only was Venom a very highly popular request for Crona, but the characters actually match up in a lot of really interesting ways. And I'm very excited for you guys to see the episode to as we kind of dive into all those things, not just with like their powers, but also like in personality and how they've been manipulated all their lives and things like that. Like, it's really interesting. It's an interesting episode, I think. It will probably get a lot of comparisons to Carnage versus Lucy.
Yeah.
I mean, for one thing, the thumbnail is going to look kind of similar. It's a weird symbiote monster and a pink-haired anime person. But the episode also kind of dives into some really, I guess, not necessarily disturbing, but I guess it's kind of disturbing. As disturbing as we get with Death Battle backstories, because both of these characters have such sad backstories, especially poor Eddie Brock. We were talking about on the commentary how Marvel just keeps shitting on this poor guy.
Oh, yeah.
It's
You
like
can't
they
have a
wanted
happy
to make
moment.
him the like.
No, everything goes
Prime.
bad, man. Everything.
He's like he's
He's
trying
like
to win
the
the
2020
pity
of
Olympics.
characters.
Jeez.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in a mood
yeah.
today. I'm just going to let everyone know.
Is it because you watched the debate last night?
You're
Which
damn right
just-
it is.
This is filmed.
Uh,
Yeah.
Go vote.
Yeah.
Hey, go vote. Please. For the love of God, go vote. You can check to see if you're registered at gamers.vote. They're not sponsoring this, but it's a great resource. Go vote.
Mystic, I think that's Miss Tech Master in the chat is saying like anime Crona is he, and I thought manga Crona was she. So we clarify this in the episode. Crona actually does not have a specified gender. In the original manga, the Japanese uses non-gender specific terminology, which translates in English to they them. So that is how we are approaching Crona. It's just a general gender neutral kind of approach, just because that's what it is in the original content. It's obviously been interpreted differently in certain dubs and translations, but that is the most we are taking the most direct translation approach, essentially.
Someone in the chat said that like they asked the creator what gender Crona was, and the creator said, "I don't care."
Yeah,
Basically.
I mean, yeah, that's a good answer.
I mean, and
yeah. Okay.
we got to go by what is in the original content anyway. So
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah,
just
for
how
sure.
we've always approached things with Death Battle. So yeah, that's the answer to that. Which, by the way, thanks for joining us in the chat, everybody. We're definitely keeping an eye on that. But we do have a sneak peek for the Venom versus Crona fight, I believe. Right, Sam?
Yeah, we do. With the
It's definitely
thumbnail
not
in it.
muted right now.
Definitely not muted.
Yes, we do. Let me turn it off push to talk. Yeah. Definitely have a nice little juicy sneak peek.
Cool. Well, let's
Nice.
go ahead
Yeah.
and check that out.
Hello? I want to be alone.
Hey, pay attention, you turd! Aha! Lucky day! 2 brains for the price of 1!
I don't think I can handle this right now.
Your mind is ours. Dinner time!
Oh my god.
Ooh.
That is just a small sneak peek into what Luis and his team have been working on. It's so great.
It's awesome. We've been working on this fight for such a long time. We're very excited for people to actually check it out. Yeah, so like you'll see that there's a lot of crazy stuff that happens in this fight, and I hope everybody enjoys it when it comes out.
Both these characters, I think, are way more absurdly powerful. If you've only seen like the anime to Soul Eater or the movies and TV shows for Venom, get ready. These characters go way beyond what you're gonna expect. And actually, I mentioned before that I wasn't as familiar with Soul Eater going into this, and because of that, thankfully, Luis over here absolutely is. As well as plenty of the people in the Rooster Teeth team overall. So I definitely leaned on them quite a bit for this particular fight, making sure it looks the right way, and the characters are presented the right way.
Yeah, not only that, but like also getting the aesthetic for the fight right. Like you know, like making it so that, for example, the fight takes place. Oh, in a church. Oh.
How long have you been waiting to do that?
Yeah, I've been waiting all day. Which is
Oh my
not that
gosh!
much.
Can you move around the chapel? Show it off a
can
little
I-
bit.
Yeah, I can. I think I can. Let me see. Here we go. Oh,
Whoa!
this is the actual
that's
arena
crazy.
where the fight takes place. And if we go outside, I can show you a little sneak peek of what we're going to
Oh,
see.
fuck.
In the fight.
Whoa! Look
It's
at
the
this! Is
moon.
awesome.
Of course, the moon is like this file doesn't have the moon correctly exported, but like it's there. It's gonna be in the fight, and it's not gonna have a black background.
Nothing here is rendered correctly, so it's not what it looks like in the fight per se.
Yeah,
But it's
for
the
sure.
basic general gist of it.
What's great is I just looked at chat. Is will we see the creepy smile moon? So here in a couple seconds, it's gonna catch up, and that person's gonna be stoked.
Yeah, let me go ahead and sit down on the bench here.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. Hold on.
Just put your gamer chair on the pew.
There we go. There we go.
There we go.
All right, the gamer chair is off, so we're good.
I like how you have a microphone attached to your arm now.
Yeah,
Well, it's just like
it's spooky ghost microphone.
it floats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There you go. You're in a haunted chapel. Of course, there's going to be a floating microphone.
Anyways, that was my bit. So yeah.
That's awesome.
Let's bring it
Luis,
back.
you've been incorporating
I'm proud of
3D environments into into the sprite-based death battles for quite a while now.
Yeah.
Where did that come from, and how's that process working out?
I think that process became a thing when we were working on Leon versus
Frank West.
Versus Frank West. We just like it was one of those moments where we were like looking at like scenes for that specific fight, and there wasn't really anything that could like match up to exactly what we wanted. So that's when I said, you know what, like what's stopping us from making a 3D scenario for these fights? Like the only thing that's stopping us is just like not having the experience for 3D. So I just said, I'm just gonna learn it.
Yeah, well,
And-
and it also came from the fact because this is one like proud manager dad moments.
Yeah.
Because we wanted to get obviously we wanted to have an in-house animator, and we got that with Torian. And then we wanted to have an in-house 2D animator, and Luis has been amazing, and we've known him forever. So then like we got that to happen, and so it's finally we're like, okay, great, like our leads. We have leads for both our styles of animation,
Yeah.
and then they both just like got together, and like Luis is like, man, Torian, your shit's really cool. And then he's like, your stuff's really cool. And then they just started talking about like, hey, maybe there's a
mixing
way
the
that we
two?
can like come together. And then so like Torian was like telling you stuff about 3D, and it was just really cool.
I still remember that first day when I was at the office, and I was like, Torian was showing me all these like cool things that he has done in 3D, and then like Chad just like asked me like, so like are you learning a lot or something like that? And I just like turn around, you kind of see the glow in my eye, just like, yeah, I'm super excited.
Yeah, I was sitting at my
was-
desk, I was watching that happen. It was just like this. I was like, oh, look at them. They're doing so good.
it was definitely one of the coolest moments for me working at RT. Just getting to see everybody's like like workflow and stuff, and just seeing the possibilities that got me real excited for like trying out new things and like really pushing what a sprite animation could be. And I feel like we're getting there where it's where I want the 2D sprite animation to be, but like I think there's still room for improvement. So we'll see how things go
I
in
also
the
love
future.
the statement that it's like in the year 2020, you're like, I feel like we're really pushing the limits of sprite animation. I feel like we're really getting there.
I mean, when you put it like that, it's pretty funny. I mean, when I was a teenager, I was like working on like freaking like sprite parodies and stuff like that, and like I really didn't think that I would get a job making sprite animations. I was like, this is just a little hobby thing. Like I'll eventually grow out of it and whatever. And like I never did, and somehow I landed a job doing sprite animations. So like I guess I just got really, 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 really lucky.
It is literally because of all the sprite animations you made for Screw Attack way back in the day that this all came about. And I like, because Ben and I were having that conversation about like we need another animator, and Craig was like, well, what about Jets? And it was so funny because then I was like, well, Ben and I both immediately were like, I don't know if he does fight animation. And I looked up your YouTube channel, and your most recent thing, you had like Mario characters fighting. And I was just like, oh, apparently he does. And then Ben was like,
it's
yeah,
weird
we can
'cause,
send
like,
him a test and we'll see how it goes. And it was like,
It's
fucking incredible.
it's weird because like that animation was supposed to be just me like testing out if I can do sprite fight animations instead of just parodies.
Yeah.
And to see if I can like, I don't know, maybe make like some kind of like fanfic series or whatever, and 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 then it turned into an actual death battle job. So like I think I've made the right call.
Oh yeah, it's just think about those series of like the things that needed to line up, right? That happened, and then
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah,
and obviously
because
you've been incredible.
that is an interesting point. We are probably I don't even know how many, I guess, opportunities or careers Sprite animation can possibly lead to, just in general. But
Yeah, maybe
because
like
of the
some kinda
nature of
indie
Death
games or something
Battle,
like that.
it is sort of our best avenue to go down in order to be able to create as many fights at the quality that we do every year. Like it's awesome. It's always awesome to work with people like Ismahawk to get a live action fight or get a 3D fight from the 3D team. Those are fantastic, but Death Battle would not be able to survive as it does and make as many quality episodes as it does without the 2D team, without Luis and his guys. It just would not be possible because the other methods rely way too much on so much pre-production that Sprite animation doesn't necessarily need or can get through a lot faster, especially thanks to people like Jerky making custom artwork for the sprites.
Yeah.
Well, and just like the creative approaches you've taken to problem solving, like using 3D environments and shit. You're just like, well, we need backgrounds and stuff. Boom, we're in a church. Cool, let's go. Like, and yeah, it's just, it works out very well.
Finding ways to expand an art form that really doesn't have a lot of chances to be expanded elsewhere is really interesting to me. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to think about that. But I don't know.
I think
cool too.
I think
Like,
it's a limitation that drives us as well. So
Yeah.
If like that the master classes where you can get learn how to be funny with Steve Martin and stuff. Like,
I know where this is
if
going.
you think about people, if you think about people who do this in the industry, like Ben said, there's not a ton. Like, you're kind of at that upper echelon of your craft,
Sure,
which
you-
is really
you might be-
interesting.
You
Like,
might be
you
the
might
foremost.
be one of the most knowledgeable Sprite professionals. Like, obviously it's a little different in the gaming world as far as making them for video games is a slightly different discussion. But still, it's
Oh
yeah,
man,
it's-
now I want to do a masterclass where I go here's how you make a Sprite sheet like Ref Sonic and put it into Flash. It's like
I also would like to request that we change your title to, what was that, Sam? Pixel Masters? What did you say?
Pixel Master?
I
I
don't
didn't say
know.
anything like that. I said he's
No,
just in
it's-
the upper echelon of
or
his craft.
Sprite. I don't know. I lost it already. I'm sorry.
well, I still like Pistol Master. So
We'll request that at the end of the year. That's
We'll add it to
official
your
title.
business card. Pixel
Yes,
Master.
perfect.
Oh man, but there's also some really cool hand-drawn elements coming up in
Yeah, all we
Crona.
have to do is
can't-
get Luis drunk, and then he commits to doing hand drawn.
Oh guys, you haven't seen the full fight yet, Chad. I don't think you
I know.
have.
I haven't.
Luis has some. Luis went all out with a couple shots. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
basically,
I don't want to
I
get
got
into
to-
spoilers.
yeah, I
Yeah.
got it to the point where I don't need to be drunk to commit to hand drawing elements in the fight.
Right. Just for a
So,
whole episode, right?
Yeah, full episode. Yeah, just for that. But
Yeah.
everything else is fine.
Probably a little tough. All right. Well, Venom versus Crona airs this upcoming weekend. The preview for Venom is already up. Same for Crona, I believe. So feel free to check those out. Get a vibe for the characters. I mean, most people probably have a generally good idea of who Venom is, but you don't know his backstory. You probably don't know his backstory. It's wild. And then Crona also has a wild backstory that gets super. It's crazy. It's gonna be a crazy episode. Definitely check it out. Man. All right.
Say 404 in the chat. I bet Luis's favorite soda is Sprite. I guess you're just giving off that vibe.
No.
7-Up.
Here's the thing. It is. I like Sprite.
Really?
It's my favorite. And I noticed that I like Sprite more than other sodas when I was working at the office and I was working on a Sprite fight and then I look to the side and go, oh no, this is fucking ironic. Of course
It
I
is the
do.
thirst quencher. Which,
Where did
that even
we
come
actually
from?
talk about how I would never if I got back from anything where I was looking to quench a thirst, Sprite would be like the fucking last thing I would reach for in a fridge. Like I don't think any soda ever quenches a thirst. It's not like, oh
No, it
man,
doesn't.
No, it
I've just
does
done
not.
just mowed the lawn. It's 110 degrees out. Let me get this fucking Sprite. Like, no, get out of here with that shit. That sounds awful.
Oh man. Real quick, I did want to mention, because I saw some people asking in the chat, and I don't think we've announced this on Twitter yet. We should probably do that. Yes, the voice actor for Venom from Venom vs. Bane, Adam Wennick, is returning as Venom. And then we've got Sarah Williams as Crona and John Van Doren as Ragnarok, and they did a fabulous job bringing those characters to life. So yes, Adam is back as Venom with that very creepy, very wonderful voice, very much inspired by the old 90s Spider-Man cartoon. Absolutely love it. Definitely the direction that I think is best to go for animated Venom.
Oh heck yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
so that's going to be fun. Other than that, I think now is time to talk about what's going on.
This fall, as you get back into the swing of things, Bespoke Post has some brand new seasonal boxes of awesome for all you cool people out there looking to get even cooler. These boxes are guaranteed to upgrade your life. They got all sorts of boxes out there, man. I had one once that was ties, which you don't think is necessarily like the most wow thing until you forget that you have a wedding in a week, and then you have a new tie, and it's super clutch. And then can't say enough about cocktail boxes this year, because let me tell you, cocktails got one over there, are very nice, especially this year. It's been very, very nice thing to have. And they got stuff from like autumn craft beers to awesome clothing and just all sorts of awesome stuff, kitchen gadgets, you name it. Bespoke Post has tons of stuff, tons and tons of boxes, and when you're thinking, but how do I choose which box? Well, these guys already thought of that, because they got a test you can take at boxofawesome.com and just answer some quick questions like, what are you into? What do you like? Stuff like that. And then, boom, they suggest you, they're like, hey, this might be the box for you. Obviously, you don't have to get that one. You can just browse all their boxes and pick the ones you like. And they release new boxes every month. There's tons of categories, and just free to sign up, and you can skip or cancel at any time. And each box costs only $45, but has over $70 worth of gear, which is, well, if you do the math, excellent value. And so you can get 20% off your first box if you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code BATTLECAST at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com with the code BATTLECAST for 20% off your first box. So go check it out. On with the show.
So what's going on with you guys? We don't really have a major topic to talk about.
You don't know what
want me
just
to go off. Sorry, go.
well,
Sorry, Luis.
let's make it a little bit lighthearted. How about the fact that we're getting a new Smash Brothers character tomorrow?
Oh, that's
And,
right.
Who do you think it's gonna be?
Oh,
Because
no.
I have a few ideas. Like Travis Touchdown could be a really good one. There's always Gino. I really want Gino. It's like Super Mario RPG is my favorite game of all time.
I saw people
And-
saying that it was confirmed that it's a first-party character. I don't know if that's
Yeah,
legit
I-
or
When?
people were just
How?
spreading that
Where?
around. Yeah, I don't know.
I think people are
Yeah.
assuming because the last character was a first party character, then it must be every single character in this list must be like first party. But we don't really know. I guess
Got it.
we can just kind of set ourselves for disappointment, and then when we get there, we'll see first party characters, and we'll be like, oh, okay.
Sakurai may have mentioned somewhere that
He did.
he may have
mention that
mentioned
these
somewhere that
characters-
the next batch is going to be first party characters. I don't know.
He didn't mention that, but he did mention that Nintendo chose the characters for this DLC pack.
That
So,
might be
like,
what it is.
So basically, it's not his fault if your character's not in it.
I'm just gonna say, if Nintendo chose it, they probably chose it for some brand synergy of upcoming games.
Right. Yeah. It's like what's
Yeah.
coming out.
Let me do this. Let's. This is turned into the Detective Smash Brothers podcast.
Segment?
Upcoming
How about
Nintendo games?
there's a brand new game coming out in November, and that's Legend of Zelda, Age of Calamity. So
All right. So what Zelda
potentially,
character?
potentially could be one of the Guardians from the Breath of the Wild series. that could also be
That would be
a possibility.
Yeah, that does seem. I hope it's not the bird, but I bet the bird would be the most fun to play as.
What, Kapora Gabora?
Yeah.
No. In
No.
Breath of the Wild,
No.
the sexy one that everybody likes too much.
Yeah, dude, like that.
The
putting
bully, the
Kapora
one who hates
Gabora-
you in the game.
Yeah,
His
Yeah.
final
Yeah.
smash. His final smash could just trap you in a text loop.
Oh God, no!
Could
Please
you
no.
imagine? You get the final smash, you hold down B and it just
not-
and you're just like, no, like it just wastes
They're called
everyone's time.
champions, right? Not guardians.
think
Guardians
so.
were the. Oh, but what? What if it
Oh,
was
it's
the
the
actual
champions,
guardian,
champions.
the spider
Oh my
guardian?
God, yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
thought he meant.
that actually
That's what I
would
thought
be
he meant at
sweet.
first.
Yeah. You're right. You're right. I did confuse that. My bad.
Dude,
it is the champions,
Rivali,
not the
that's his
guardians.
name.
I would love
Yeah.
Conquer.
Yeah.
Conquer would be amazing.
Conquer would be amazing.
They won't
Crash
do
would
it.
be amazing.
One thing, the
And,
one
um,
I will say that I would really love to see that actually might get me to pick up the game, which I don't think is gonna happen, but it would be like an indie darling, like Hollow Knight. I think would probably be, and Silk Song is coming to the Switch here soon-ish, I believe. But I don't see that happening, especially because they
Maybe.
announced recently a like Smash Bros esque like indie game that has the Hollow Knight and like Dead Cells guy and like all these indie characters in it. So I feel like they're kind of taken, but Hollow Knight would be on the top of my list.
I think
I cannot
he
see
still
them
has the
putting
chance
an
though.
indie character.
As a,
I can't
as a
see them
Mii
putting
costume.
an indie character as a DLC character. So it's not going to
Yeah.
make nearly as much money. And
But as a
and-
Mii costume, it might actually become a thing. Because I mean,
Oh,
we
yeah.
had Sans. We had like what else did we had? Like we had the mascot for Fallout. Forgot the name. But I just feel like the Mii
Pip-Boy?
characters are
Pip-Boy?
is his way to like put like Pip-Boy. That's his way of like putting obscure things into the game where like he's not completely wants to make a new character or whatever. But it's like a little fan thing.
What else is coming out for Switch? I actually don't know.
I think the
I
biggest
can't see anything that is like first party.
The only other thing that stands out to me would be the Mario 35th anniversary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
But what are
Throwing
they
in
gonna
another
do?
Mario
They got
character.
like maybe
got-
they could do like 8-bit Mario or something. But that's
No, please. Oh god, don't
Dragon
Dragon Ball Fighter Z smash. Like,
Paper Mario maybe.
here's the like 12th
Paper
version
Mario.
of Goku. Enjoy.
I could definitely see Paper Mario being
Yeah.
it.
I think the biggest character that
Bowser
people
Jr.
want
isn't in
the
there
game-
yet, right? Sorry, Luis. What were you saying?
Bowser Jr. is in the game, yeah. But
Oh, right. Yes, yes.
the biggest
Yeah.
character that people want in the game, I think, is probably Sora from Kingdom
Yeah.
Hearts.
Yeah.
And I think a
So-
lot of people are like just gonna be very disappointed when tomorrow comes up.
Well,
Yep.
Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memories is supposed to come out on the Switch on November 13th, and I think that's a Switch exclusive.
No,
so
it
it's
is coming out on
possible.
PS4 as well. But
Oh, it is.
yeah.
And also, though, like, No More
But-
Heroes is a first-party Nintendo title that No More Heroes 3 is supposed to come out this holiday season. So, like, Travis Touchdown does make a lot of sense. As much as I don't care about those games, I know a lot of people are into them. So, I don't know, maybe.
Also, you
When is
don't
Gods
know.
and
I would
Monsters
not
supposed
be
You know
to
what
come
out.
no
out?
one's been asking for, but like it would make sense. Dixie Kong.
Oh,
You
You
know,
know what?
like I
Like,
just
yeah,
realized
that-
I've never seen that suggestion. It's like, wait, we've got Donkey and Diddy, but Dixie's awesome.
yeah, like there's plenty of characters that they can choose their first party that would be actually really cool.
Yeah,
So,
and her
like,
B could be her little hair helicopter. If you
But is Dixie Kong first party? Because it's a rare game. Does Nintendo own
Oh,
it
I don't know
flat
where that-
out?
they
yeah,
I would
yeah,
they
they
assume
do.
probably
so.
own it now.
Because Diddy
Because of-
also
yeah.
came from the Rare Games, right? Yeah.
Well,
Oh wait, DC was in Tropical Freeze, so I guess so, right?
Yeah, probably.
But
yeah. Nintendo doesn't have. I don't think they ever had that issue with Rare. I think it was just Squaresoft that they had that issue with.
And they've obviously had plenty. They've worked with Rare plenty already. So
Yeah, it's fine. I don't know how they would have messed that up for one of their flagship properties, but I guess they did lose Gino, so I don't know. It's interesting. Okay, well, let us know who you think is gonna be the new Smash Brothers character, like you haven't already written it in the chat. I mean, yeah, I don't know, guys. I really have no idea what it could be at this point. I think
think
you're
it's
onto something though with the upcoming games. Travis Touchdown. I think in Sora actually might be pretty good chances, so long as Travis Touchdown obviously probably has a better chance than Sora, but there's also the new Pokemon Snap coming as well, which
that's true.
That's
There's so
Pokemon
many
photographer.
Pokemon now.
I also feel like a out of the woods banger could be just Bomberman. I feel like he's kind of deserved a seat at that table for a while.
Oh, that's true.
that'd be fun. Wait, isn't Bomberman an assist trophy?
We can
Am I-
remove
am I-
him and
am
add
I
I
crazy?
don't know. Maybe.
We can remove him and adding again. We have the technology. We can do it.
Just switch them out. It's like Red Bomber is the assist trophy and White Bomber is the character.
Heck yeah.
Wait, no, that's the whatever. All right.
Yeah. I guess just like my final prediction is Sora, and the pick that I want is Gino. That's all I'll say.
I mean, as
Gino
long as
would
it's
be
just
amazing.
not Arms again. Arms felt like such a letdown. Like, I don't even really mess with Smash much, but I saw Arms and I was just like, I don't care. And I feel like a lot of people were on that vibe, just like, whatever, guys.
Yeah.
Sure.
The
The
problem
CSL
with
Muramasa in chat says Golden Sun, which I think Isaac is also an assist
Assist
trophy,
trophy.
but Golden Sun would be pretty cool to see. I played the
Yeah.
shit out of that game.
Rather
when
than
Game Boy came
that,
out.
I would just like them to make a new Golden Sun for Switch. Like, that
That'd
just
be-
sounds
that'd
like
be
a
dope.
good idea.
That'd be
play it.
dope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the problem with every time like there's like Smash characters, like I get excited to see what they are, but then I remember that it really doesn't matter because like I already played the best character in the game, and I will never
That's
not
true.
play King DDD. So I'm committed to my penguin, as you all know.
In Smash Brothers Ultimate, it does say that he doesn't use his copy ability because he's already perfect. So
There you go. Guys, real quick, I did want to get to one of these questions that are listed because back in our RTX panel, way back in our RTX panel, literally just a little bit ago, I mentioned that a lot of questions came in and we didn't really have time to address all of them. So I want to get at least one before we move on to the community death battle. And that
We got
this
some
one
time.
comes from Fev, FEVG620 on Twitter. Fevg620. And they ask, do you have a fight, an episode that we've already done that you would like to see revisited in the future? Sort of like what we did with Mario Sonic.
A lot of our early stuff
Yeah.
would be cool.
can I say that I just want to like I kind of hoping that we can do Samurai Jack again, so I can do it again because it's fun. I love the
Wait,
character
what?
so much.
You'd redo your hand-drawn episode?
Yeah.
What?
Like I would. I'm not drunk right now, by the way.
I was about to say, are you drinking?
What are you doing?
No, it's just that like it's one of those things. So like you work on so many fights for so long, and then like it's been so long, and you look at that fight, and you go, "Oh man, it could have been so much better." Like I have all these like cool ideas I would have done, but like the would
damn
have
artists.
changed. But like it's always like it's always in like the back of my head. It's like I just like wanna like just redo it, just for fun, just for fun.
Or maybe we can find a new fully hand-drawn fight for you to do. And then,
There is a couple that I have in my mind, but I don't want to set myself just yet. I need to be a little bit more drunk. So.
All right, well, we got a plan.
I
see
kind
people
of
in-
think, I kind of think there's room for a few like to be newer and cooler. Like I think Master Chief Doom guy, especially after Halo Infinity, could like have a very new vibe on it.
that's for sure.
Yeah, with the new Doom games, and the new Halo
and-
stuff.
oh, yeah.
I mean, that was from early season 1. I think that was still 2011 when we made that one. So yeah, lots of stuff has changed. There's lots of new information. It would basically be an entirely different episode.
That's episode
like
18.
most of
So
stuff-
yeah,
God,
Well,
I
this
see a
stuff is
lot of
season
people
one,
saying
right?
Link versus Cloud. Oh, sorry,
Link vs.
Luke.
Cloud is another one that would be
God.
Yeah,
like an
episode
entirely
22.
new episode.
That was the first. Link vs. Cloud was the first 3D one we ever did, right?
Link versus Cloud, yes. It was also, which was a surprise, by the way, because we didn't know that Link was animating it in 3D.
Yep.
But there are many
That's a
things
story.
about that fight that like traumatized Ben and I.
I think it'll be cool to redo that fight without the branding all over it as well. So, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I think
it's got the
I think that
Screwtape
would be
logo
great.
all over it.
Yeah, it's everywhere. Dude, no, that it's still like we've told this story before, but that was like that was for a very long time. That was our hardest matchup that we ever determined, and we argued about it so much. It shut down productivity in the office because there was a point where I don't remember why. Why were we all in my office sitting on the floor? It was like all of us sitting around on the floor arguing this damn topic.
Well, the problem with that episode, and I think it's pretty apparent these days, is that back then we didn't have really a good rule set for how we approach characters, and so we were kind of having to treat each character matchup sort of on the fly as we went with it. Like we would get a matchup and we'd be like, okay, how do we treat this matchup? And Cloud and Link specifically, because Cloud's from an RPG that has a lot of player choice involved, and Link is from a series where he's technically a different Link in almost every single one. It was like, okay, how do we incorporate all these different elements in this complex sort of situation? And we just weren't experienced enough to really know how to dive into that easily. And so most of our arguments or whatever, our debates, were more so trying to figure out just how to present the characters.
Oh, yeah, but then it's still I remember that powwow session that I'm talking about. We left with a solid result, and everyone was like, "Okay, got it, we agree." And he fucking texted me at like 8 p.m. that night, and you were just like, "Oh, actually, nuh-uh, because this." And I literally like out loud went, "Damn it!" Like,
it was Z targeting. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like, well, do we incorporate Z targeting as like an actual thing that Link does? Yeah. We weren't sure how to necessarily apply those kinds of things back then. I mean, this is almost year one of the show. Like, this is back in the day when the main thought process behind the show was, we're going to do all this nerdy research because nobody realistically should. And that's the joke. Like, that's how Death Battle started. Yeah. And it's a very different show nowadays, definitely since season 3. Yes, I know, Pupper, whoever's Pupper that was.
Yeah, sorry, those
Probably
pups,
Sam.
they
They agree. It's a very...
yeah.
So
I would
if we...
say, like, Bowser Ganon is one I would just personally like to redo. But
I think that was your very first episode, right?
Yeah, I just think that we have better technology now and we could make it really fun. Like, because I originally kind of thought about that episode as like, it would be cool to do it as like a really not long, like runtime fight, but like a fight that took place over years because it's two people that have armies and it could be more like a war. And I kind of think following through with that concept would be a fun way to look at it. Like, not just those two fighting, but those two in everything they have at their disposal, because it changes a lot when you think of like all of the dumb shit Bowser's got at his disposal and like getting Comic into there and like, you know, all that kind of stuff. I think it would be a fun episode to take as like a death war thing.
An
Death
army battle.
war.
Yeah.
Also, Sam voice meter's being dumb again.
I'll fix it.
I think that was even brought up when we were originally doing Bowser Ganon. It was like, what if we made this an army battle and we just didn't really have the time or bandwidth to do that? It would definitely be interesting to explore that for sure.
Yeah, we talked about it. It was just a very impossible thing to do at the time.
Yeah. That was also when we were like shifting production strategies and whatnot into the seasonal format as opposed to just doing whatever we want to do, which is why seasons 1 and 2 might have more episodes than each other season, but are considerably longer in terms of how many years it took to make them. Things are way better now. Awesome. Yeah, I think a lot of us would agree that a lot of the early like season 1, year 1 episodes might be good to explore. Not all of them per se, but definitely quite a few of them. Just based on either like improve the animation, because a lot of that stuff was me animating and I didn't know what the hell I was doing, or just in terms of like presenting new research and material, because we were also not as experienced back then. It'd be interesting. Yeah, definitely a good question. Fev620.
Nailed it.
All right, it's time to get to the community death battle.
Hold on 1 second. Before we get on with the show, let me tell you about our friends over at Miller Lite. You know, back in the day, going to have a beer with your buddies was complicated. There was lots of stuff. You had where are you going? What are you wearing? How are you going to look? Now, it's actually kind of easier. You just call people up. You don't even have to turn your camera on. You can be a schlup if you want. But the thing is, you're hanging out with friends and you're having a good time. And that's secret. I'm going to let y'all in on a little secret here. That's Miller time, baby. That's what it's all about. So yeah, you can just be yourself with your friends and have a nice drink. And boom, it's Miller time, y'all. So, take this. It's, it doesn't matter what you're toasting. If it's like a promotion, or even if you're not toasting, if it's whatever a reverse toast is, doesn't matter. Miller Lite is an excellent option and a great excuse to spend some time with friends and loved ones, and we could all probably do a little bit more of that right now. So, Miller Lite, great taste with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. However you and your friends are enjoying Miller Lite time, well, Miller time's your choice, so you do you. You can have the original light beer delivered by going to MillerLite.com/cast and find the best delivery options near you. Celebrate responsibly. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 96 calories and 3.2 carbs per 12 ounces. Delicious. So yeah, go get one and then keep watching the show.
I wanted to do like a snapping thing, but then I realized as I was doing it that it's right in front of the mic, and I was like, maybe I shouldn't do this. So
That'll
I just
probably
did,
be
like,
obnoxious.
little soft snaps. I don't know. Anyway,
And that's why I had
so-
awkward hands.
No, don't want to.
what do I do with my hand? Last week's community death battle was actually proposed by Danny of Ismahawk, and he proposed Akuma versus Liu Kang. Martial arts fight.
That's right.
And as always with the community death battle, we leave it up to you guys. Let us know who you think should win and why using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. So let's go ahead and bring up the first answer for whichever one of them is first. I don't actually know which order we're in.
Let's see. It's kill. It's always a surprise. This one comes from Leonard Turney. I'll have to go with Fire God Liu Kang for this one. He defeated Kronika, who is a titan of time, the mother of elder gods, and possibly stronger than the one being who ate elder gods. Kronika could alter reality. Liu also has Raiden's powers now, and Kronika's crown that has millions of souls giving him a power boost. That threw me off. That has millions of souls giving him a power boost and the ability to control time and fate.
Yeah,
So-
Mortal Kombat 11 did some big things for Liu Kang. He had a few minor upgrades.
Mortal Kombat has been going out.
I don't remember
so long,
Kronika's
they turned to
crown.
anime.
Oh, Kronika. That would make a lot more sense.
Also, to be fair, there is something I would say, like in I think there's two different arguments. It's like, do you look at Fire God Liu Kang and Oni Akuma, which like we should have clarified this going into it, because I think I haven't played through Mortal Kombat 11, but I think Fire God Liu Kang requires him to do like a fucking fusion dance with Raiden, and I don't know where that stands on like one combatant kind of thing.
Yeah.
Raiden gave up his power willingly. It was more so just a power up for him. It wasn't like a fusion dance per se. And then the crown, though, I would say it might be a little out of bounds, because it's like a one-time thing that he took to, I believe that's what he used to rewrite reality at the end of MK11.
Yeah, it is gone at the end of it. Like he no longer has access to it. But the Fire God thing, and then it's definitely like Akuma versus Fire God Liu Kang. Fire God Liu Kang works. Oni Akuma, though, is like a different story, and I feel like it's fair to give him that.
Yeah, well, I
from
feel
what
like
I
Fire
remember.
God, Liu Kang, and Oni or Shin Akuma, whichever direction you want to go with it, I think they're technically different, are still natural progressions of the character. I think there is an argument to be made that you can include them in the matchup. I think there's also an argument to be made that you just don't include them. But in this case, we got an argument for Fire God. So let's go ahead and check out Akuma's argument.
All right, this one comes from my own screen is covering, but I assume it says bullseye. There we go. All right, Akuma, one raging demon, and it destroys Liu Kang's soul. I mean, that is true.
Checkmate.
This was the predominant argument in the comments, and that's why I picked it for this. I figured, Chad, you would know more about, because I don't know a lot about the raging demon, like how that works. It kills their soul, like.
Let me refresh myself, because we looked into this. It does. There's some terminology, yes, where it talks about that it destroys someone's soul. But that said, like, I don't know, people have survived it.
Goken survived it, but he specifically did so with the power of nothingness, which is like total control over one's soul or whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know if Liu Kang. I mean, him being an elder god might be able to counter that. I don't know.
But also, isn't it a thing like it's kind of like a Hell Rider thing, or sorry, Ghost Rider thing, where it's like the more bad shit you've done, like the more tainted your soul is, that's how it affects you, right?
Oh,
isn't that how it works?
Oh my god, it's been a while.
And I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's been. I think the last time I looked into Street Fighter was like 3 years ago for. I think it was. Did I do Ryu Jin? Maybe it was that.
The Shun Goku Satsu.
Yeah, I've got it. I
yeah.
just got to the part.
I think it was described different ways.
They hand themselves
in
over
different
entirely
games.
to killing intent, launching a series of deadly strikes in a moment. Historically, those that use this technique had been unable to resist the potency and were consumed by it. Their minds reduced to that of violent demon like Berserker. Yeah. Kotetsu was the only known person who could somehow use this technique without falling into the darker aspects of the Satsui no Hado.
It is linked to karmic forces drawn from the influence of the Satsui no Hado, channeling an infernal punishment in which the weight of the sins and evil the victim has committed attacks their soul. So yeah, it is Ghost Rider Penance Stare.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Jab,
So then
forward,
it
short,
kind of
fierce.
depends on like
Sorry.
what shitty things has Liu Kang done.
Not a lot.
Yeah, I feel like he's
Liu
pretty
Kang's
good.
one of the more pure characters of that series.
What about when he was zombie Liu Kang, though?
Oh,
Did he do bad things?
Wait.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
does
mean, he
that
did go on a
count?
murder spree.
Wait a moment.
Yeah, okay, but
Like-
is when you're a
Or
zombie, do
vengeance
you have
spree.
your soul? Like, was his soul still attached to his body at that point? Because I don't think.
How
Good
did he
point.
turn? How did he turn into a zombie? Like,
Let's
was
not
it
worry about
outside?
that.
He was- If I remember right, he was killed and Quan Chi brought him back.
Yeah, Quan Chi
It might
brought
have
him
been
back.
Okay, I
somebody
just
else.
wanted to make sure it wasn't he himself brought himself back. You know what I mean?
No.
It's not like he underwent some sort of ritual where he was like, I'm going to become immortal or something like that.
Yeah,
Went bad.
And he was
I'm
dead,
pretty
and
sure
then,
he
then they
got
wanted to
killed.
bring their poster boy back to sell more games, so they were like, he's a zombie now.
Okay.
He's got
All right.
chains.
Cool. Got it.
It's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Man, that's an interesting point. Like, would he be able to survive?
I
the
would, so yeah, and
Shingoku
could Akuma hit him with it? You would have to go look into like speed again and see like where people are at, because
Street Fighter characters, especially the Ryu style. Why am I blanking on the term?
Shoto.
Shoto characters. They get into some crazy power levels and whatnot. Like Akuma destroyed a fucking meteor in I think in the Udon comics.
Yeah,
So
he also blew
if
up
we're
that
bringing
island.
that in, and in the games themselves, he takes out an entire island. So strength wise, I have a feeling he could still match Fire God, especially if he goes Shin or Oni mode.
It's the reality warping shit though, like controlling time and fate, like
Well,
that.
Which I think he can only do with that crown, though.
That's
which
the
he
crown.
shouldn't necessarily have in this fight.
That's
Got it.
Chronica's power, not Liu Kang's. So I wouldn't necessarily. I would argue that he shouldn't have that. Also, that's an instant win anyway. He can rewrite all of reality in an instant,
Right,
based on
yeah,
his
yeah.
own action. Like, it's not even an Archie Sonic thing where it's this certain set of circumstances lead to rewriting reality. He literally puts on the crown, thinks it's done. Like, no.
Yeah.
So
It's like
I-
Spawn when Spawn became God, and then
it's not even worth considering because it would be an instant win thing anyway. All right, definitely a complicated matchup. Definitely an interesting one. I I know the more requested matchup is Liu Kang versus Ryu, but the idea of like the fire god form against like the Oni form, because it's like that's like a god versus demon form essentially. That's
Pretty cool.
actually kind of cool. I'm kind of really on board for that. So I don't know. Let us know what you think of the matchup. But we do have, well, actually, before we get to the poll, we got to vote, right? So,
let's see.
Chad, who are you voting for?
I as much as I would love to say Akuma because I'm a giant Street Fighter fan, I'm probably leaning towards Liu Kang.
What do you think, Sam?
From a death battle side of like how like the maths, I would go Liu Kang,
Maths.
but Akuma's a cooler character, so I'll just say Akuma.
Okay, Luis.
I'm gonna go Akuma
I'll s-
because he's a cool character and he also takes souls, so that's cool.
Yeah.
And that's my
Okay,
reasoning.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Shit, man. I guess I'm gonna have to say Akuma too, just based on what
Akuma
I'm
2,
aware of.
the sequel.
The sequel?
Akuma the sequel. I mean, that's kind of what Oni is, right? Because Oni's like a separate personality kind of thing. I don't remember specifically, but I feel like with Oni he might be able to overcome the fire god powers. But I'm not completely sold. I'm not sure. But I'm gonna vote Akuma anyway. So let's go ahead and see what you all had to say, who you voted for with the poll.
Oh, interesting.
Close.
Very close.
GG. Akuma's a cooler character, so he wins.
Look at that,
There we go.
exactly 3,000 votes. Wow, way to go.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you all for voting for that. As for next time, oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about what we're going to do for next time. Shit. We got to
Look at
come
the
up
chat.
with a matchup. We have talked about potentially doing Apocalypse versus Black Adam. I have that written down. How does that sound for you guys? Especially with Fandom. I mean, Fandom was a little while ago, but we saw some stuff from Dwayne Johnson promoting Black Adam, which looks so cool. And
I'm
this is a
definitely
matchup
not
that I've seen
gonna.
requested a lot.
I'm definitely not gonna suggest anything because I just come up with bullshit. So I'll let you
That's
decide.
sometimes the best stuff. All right, so for next
That'll
community
be fun.
death battle, we will be doing Apocalypse from the Marvel and the X-Men comics versus Black Adam from DC. Let us know who you think should win and why using hashtag DeathBattleCast on Twitter. We will have a poll up later on in the week. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for voting on the polls. And please also vote in the actual election that matters
Do
to
it.
your life.
Do it.
Please do.
That's
is
really
more
important.
than our poll, like to go vote in the real world. So please
Yeah,
do
it's
that.
it's
I
a
got it
little more
taken care of
important.
last night, and it took me like 5 minutes, literally, to register to vote. So
Yeah.
There
This
you
should
go.
vote
It's very
depending
easy.
on your state, and this is for
Yeah,
U.S. citizens, obviously.
Hey,
Depending
can
on
I-
your state, it might be coming up. Like the deadline for registering to vote might be coming up. It probably is because everything's happening very fast. So
Go
go
check.
do that. Very important.
And you know what, Ben? Can I throw a wild card at the very end of this episode?
Go for it.
I saw a handful of people saying that they tuned in too late and they missed the preview. Can we just roll it again and we'll cut it out of the post show? Or
Sure.
we'll cut it out of the VOD. Let's just roll it again for the people who tuned in live because we very much appreciate you guys coming to watch us live, 12 Central, every Wednesday.
We don't even have to cut it out. So
Oh,
let's
great.
go ahead.
We're going to do a
Nudge,
double
nudge.
preview. Let's go.
Brian, let's get that preview, but that sneak peek back up.
Hello? I want to be alone.
Hey, pay attention, you turd. Aha, lucky day. 2 brains for the price of 1.
I don't think I can handle this right now.
Your mind is ours. Dinner time.
All right, good call, Chad.
Yeah.
Thank you all for
That's it.
watching this week's episode of Death Metal Cast. We'll just sign off with be kind to others, be kind to yourself, just be awesome. We'll see you next
And
week.
go vote.
Bye.
That too.
Vote.
Yeah, bye.